Let's get the shine in right here, baby. Some of that shine in. Boom, baby, boom. Rise. Look at that. Rise up with me this morning and shine. It's morning marijuana motivation time. I'm Mark Saint, and I'm a narcissist. I've had to figure it out. This morning walking on it, talking about it. And if I wasn't so narcissistic, I'd have my child right now. My priorities have always been self-centered. Having the conversation with my spiritual mentor yesterday, Terry Prince, he was like, Mark, no offense, but that's all of us. All of us. And all of us want self-preservation for ourselves and our future and our friends. And, you're the one that's got to feed you. You're the one that has to live inside your own head. And your thoughts come singularly from you. With this in mind, it turned out that we are the only things on our mind, right? We become, us as people, the center of our world. And for other people, codependent people, right? When they're in their world, they need someone in their world to make sure that their world's alive. Now, I don't know who's, what, where, how your situation is. Everybody's got something different. It's not easy. We're all in this system of life. But what I found disadvantage in my life and my toxic trait was that I was narcissistic. I was diagnosed with narcissistic tendencies from my 2009. I don't know, when I had a psychologist, right? And the psychologist labeled me as narcissistic tendencies. And I was like, how's that possible? You ask me questions, they about me. It's my perspective. It's my response. It's about me. I always felt it's about me. See, just like a total narcissist. And when that happens, we end up forgetting other people exist. This is the challenge of narcissism, is that in my world, all I wanted were things to go my way. In my mind, I was, what's the word? Self-protecting myself, self-protectionism. I was inside of my life, inside of my head, doing things that were for the betterment of me, my life, and so do you, right? When everybody wakes up in the morning, the first thing they got on their mind is me. What am I going to eat? Am I going to shower? What am I going to do with my day? That's a very self-centered, narcissistic way. But that's all of us. That's what my spiritual mentor was telling me, is all of us do that. All of us need to feed ourselves. We all got to have some kind of self-awareness. This is funny. They just put up the whole dog door with dog bombs in the front yard. Oh, no. But that's what we do. We get inside of our world and it's just us. Like, I need my dog to poop, so let me do the poop in the front yard. I think I saw someone that used a whole room with the fan on for the dogs to poop there all the time. It's so bad. It's just poop on top of poop inside of a room on the floor. It only matters to us. And that was the trouble, is that it doesn't matter to other people. We don't care what's going on with other people. We're so self-centered that we live in a world where it's selfies, a self-fee. You get me? There's a fee there for you being the only thing in your whole pictures, you being the only one in your whole world. You're the only one. And you're the only one that cares about you, and you become isolated where you don't even know how to play as a team. And that's something that I started to learn, was I didn't know team ball. I was being a ball hog. And when I'm being ball hog, I'm like, yeah, look at me, I'm Kobe Bryant. I can do all these tricks. I'm so fucking awesome. I'm gregarious. I'm charming. I'm what are the things that they were saying about narcissists, that we can be cruel. And that's when I started to learn. I was like, that is me. I can be extremely loving and then extremely cruel the next minute. And that's why I don't have a baby. And part of my guilt is waking me up in the morning and making me cry like I did yesterday. I cried all over the show, cried all over my friends. I just cried. I had guilt. And no amount of self-beating up or talking to friends or whatever was going to let me off the guilt. I still haven't forgiven myself. I still haven't forgiven her. I still haven't forgiven the situation. And therefore, I'm always going to be in my head about it. And I think the thing that made me not a narcissist was the fact that I even care. right? Most narcissists, they can't do that. I'm figuring that part out. I was like, wait a minute. I'm telling you all my dirty seeds. I'm being Saint's addiction up front, saying I'm flawed, extremely flawed. I don't know what, and it's gonna make me cry. I just can't do it, dude. Like I can take on the responsibility of my actions. I just have a really tough time with the outcome. And that's what ended up happening in my life, is that I didn't like, for once, what my attitude and my decisions got me. And I know a lot of us are saying, well, should I just wanted to drink? There's a little beer bottle in the front yard, Modelo's, yeah, you can do that. But you also the one that's responsible for it. So it's just, again, it's one of those things where we do a lot of things out of narcissism. We do the way that we look, our ego, the way we show up in life and what we're wearing. It's all important to us, that how we're perceived, and that especially on narcissism, that when we have the limelight, that we look good. And now we live in this world, like the lady was saying, where Facebook's now turning 20 years old, and now you got babies that started on Facebook, where they were the limelight, where they were the attention. Both my parents are narcissistic. People go, where does it come from? How do I not date a narcissist? It's a lot of the videos that I watch, and it's like, you're a narcissist. You don't even know it. You'd like the finger and tell everybody else, but if you're putting a comb through your hair, you have some sort of wherewithal of the way you look, feel, and your image. And that's what it is. It's like image control. I love people. I mean, I'm a networker. I got that from my spiritual mentor. He said, that's who you are. And at least he said it to me. I'd love to sit here in my ego say, he said, you're a great person, Mark. You're very loving. I wouldn't have fucked with you this long if you were a bad person. And it made me feel good, right? When we hear compliments, it soothes us. But then that's all we need, right? Like some of us, the Pocket Challenge is what we're looking for. We're looking to be soothed, right? We're looking for people to believe in the outside image. And when the other shoe drops, we're scaring them away. And unfortunately, I scare people away, because eventually when it comes down to it, I'm in my own way, in my own head, doing things my way. And when someone comes into the picture, now I have to do a byway, a two-way, a negotiation. And I wasn't so keen on negotiating. I wasn't so keen on being flexible and doing the thing. I don't know. I had to be the man. I had to be the decision maker. It had to be my way. And you got to go back over there and settle this shit out. And it came off as, you're scaring me. You get in your way, and you're scared or frightened, and you believe that you can talk to people any old fucking way. And that's what my parents do. My parents will tell you about yourself. They'll get in a mood and tell you, just like your father, you're doing this, why this, and here's how you're fucking up. And this is the world that I live in, where, abuse happened. Verbal abuse, misunderstandings, selfishness, the I don't know if you've ever experienced, but the what's it called, the when you have not codependency, what's that called when you're it's she said it herself, she wanted unconditional love. And at first I was like, you just want sex. And then when she got drunk and called me back, she was like, it's just sex, ain't, then that's what I told you. If you just want to come and fuck because you're coming into my world and you're coming into my bed, before any of that happens, what's your intentions? Well, unconditional love has, smiles and frowns. Unconditional love has a lot of variables. It's not easy because, well, it's unconditional, and it has to keep flowing. A lot like your dog. You lock your wife in the back of a car and leave her for a day, and you lock your dog, one of them's going to lick your face when you open up the door. One of them's going to be like, still love you, and, going things like that. So, of course, that's the situation that we live in, where there ain't going to be an acceptance. We're not dogs. We're going to have attitudes. We're going to have attitude problems. We're going to have attitude adjustments, and we're going to have to adjust attitudes towards other people. So we got to let people know, hey, these are my boundaries. Hey, this is how I am. And as far as the narcissist is concerned, I wanted to apply myself. I thought, especially in Black culture, we run out of words. We start being abusive, we talk shit, we do mama jokes, we break you down, we make you feel like shit, and we do this on a regular basis. This infighting has to stop. You know, everybody's got this whole, it's the condition until you don't appease me anymore. So nobody really loves anymore. Love with you. And I learned it from my parents that at any moment, if you don't get the A's, you're on shit street. At any moment with a narcissist, as soon as you stop stroking the cat scratches you. And I don't want to be that way. I didn't know that it was like that because everything that I grew up around was like that. When people talk, especially in Southern culture, you know, oh yeah, my cousin did that too, and I know somebody in Texas, and we add to the stories, but we also mycog. And I was telling people that, so I just want to listen, you know, be a good listener, like in Finland. You know, people appreciate the downtime. They appreciate the quiet time. But us, we want to fill every dead air with words. We want to constantly speak, constantly say shit, and over again, being the trouble in the situation. That's when I had to have stuff. What part was I? And I'm a narcissist. I'm just like my mother and father. How does a narcissist happen? Well, I learned it from other people. That's how it happens. You know, I'm honest with you. They want to be like, I'm married to somebody that cares about themselves. I had to learn that it was self-survival. You know, like, this is a race. These guys aren't helping you in the race. You got to help yourself. And part of that help yourself, you know, mentality that we all do, self-help books, you know, it's a inner thing, right? We're all going like, this is my inner battle. This is my cross to bear. And part of that was such an eye-opening for me was that we're all bearing a cross. We all got this invisible cross, and some of us carry the cross better, and some of us will get weakened underneath it, and we can't even see it. We'll see them homeless on the side and go like, where's your spirit? Where's, as long as you got a man between 20 and 30 and you ain't got no ailments, you should have a job. Right? Old people get jobs. It's just a lot of minus compassion. And that's what I think people are so scared of narcissists, even though they are narcissists, is like the ability to lose compassion. And that's why I lost my child. I didn't think compassion and have an off, but all that mattered was my point of view and dominant, and we both had talked, so one of us won. And instead of, okay, there we go. I was gonna say, you know, it's about the peace or being right, and I wanted to be right. I wanted to go back over there, talk to me, have this, figure it out. You know, sit your ass down, get your ass off. All my woman fat. I'm saying these because narcissists want to protect their image. A lot of effort into putting on eyelashes every fucking day to protect this image that's not even theirs, right? You know, weren't born with tattoos on your face, but there's people that will get more and more tattoos on their face because that's the trend. I'm to this image. I'm committed to this style. And something that I saw with other people was just like, especially my parents, is like 0 to 0. You get this big love bomb of affection and meals, and you're the best, you're the king, you're the center of attention. That's what we're doing to our children. You're important. What do you want? You know, what's up, bro? What do you want? You know, like what's important to you? You want to go eat ice cream? You want to go eat pizza? What do you want? And we make our kids the center of our whole sphere, and then they think that they're the center of the sphere, and the center of the sphere is our Malta. The center of our sphere is the core of the earth, not us. You know, and we'll make ourselves the moral of the story, you know, and we'll try to, I guess, fake moral high ground and pretend that, you know, hey, you know, as long as I said this, and this, X, Y, and Z, this is going to happen. And that's all it is, you know, it's just X, Y, and Z, figuring out why we do the things that we do. And as a narcissist, I have to say it, you know, I don't like, my mom never liked looking bad in public. She didn't want her kids to look bad. You know, image was really important to her. All my kids have haircuts. All of us are clean. We all look good. We got matching outfits. Nothing to see here, folks. Everything's completely fine. And the truth is this, it's not fine. Some of this shit is not okay. You know, some of this shit is just that, you know, it's just shit. So, you know, for all of us that think our shit don't stink, here's the awakening. Let me tell you from a narcissist is that my shit does stink. You know, I don't like my image getting out of place. Good morning. She didn't even see me. Good morning. I didn't like my image being out of place. I don't think most people do. They don't want to look foolish to other people because then they get made fun of and then it hurts their feelings. And that's another part about narcissism, is that we have really deep feelings. And to cover up these feelings, we have aggressive tendencies. We have destroying tendencies. We have all these tendencies to be of protectionism when it's really destructionism. It really is us destroying the ability to be other things. And that's when I was in my head about it. I was in it and just going like, this is not healthy, for me to not consider I don't know what's going on. Maybe because I was in the apartments or whatever, but sorry, not sorry, never sorry. I need to be sorry. I used to not have any sorry in me. That's another part of the brutalness of growing up with narcissists, is they have no empathy. Right? It's shocking, but you could bleed in front of them and just not have any empathy. No one cares. They just said, you fucked up, you deserve your punishment. And that's what we do. We live in a world where we punish people. We say, you didn't do what you said you wanted to do, and therefore you are punished. You don't deserve my love anymore. You deserve pain. And I'm like, who the fuck says they love anybody and still doles out pain? Who the fuck does that, dude? We do that all the time. We go like, you're a prisoner. That's what they used to do for the cadavers and murderers. It's like, you don't have a soul. Before it was like, this thing has a soul. Don't harm the human body. Don't cut them up. Same, I think, as in Jewish tradition. Same way, like being kosher and cutting things correctly. You know what I mean? Like, that's it. You know what I mean? So we can just get to the core of it and say, oh, well, I'm afraid that, same thing my parents did to me. I don't want to slide down the shit pipe, so therefore I pick up my effort so I don't become narcissistic out. I don't become I don't get loved anymore. And I think that's what ends up happening with the narcissist, is never dominate the. I would do it all the time. I just felt I was a good conversationalist. I was charismatic. I believed in myself. And then when people didn't like me, I thought it was on them. I was weird, Like, what the fuck's up your ass? I love my life. Why don't you love yours? And the truth is they didn't love not being heard. They didn't love being ignored. They wanted some of the limelight too. And it's like, all of us want to be acknowledged. All of us want to be loved. And for some of us that really need the love, or didn't get the love from their father, now I'm the center of attention. Just like a girl be doing acrobatics. One of my friends, he's got kids. She does a lot of acrobatics. He's like, that's going to be my future stripper. It's like, that's what it is. If you're already addicted to the attention at 5 years old, think what you're going to be at 20 years old. As soon as you hit 21, you'll be desperate for anybody to fucking pay attention to you. And then it becomes a weapon. And then they use it against you. It's like, I'm not going to give you my attention because you don't deserve it, And then it's taken away. And it's the same thing you're hooked on. It's like a drug. It's like, oh, here's a little bit of crack. Okay, now I'm on the crack. Now I need that shit. Cool. Where's it at? Where's my crack? Where's my hit? Where's my attention? And that's what we're doing to each other, is we're addicted to attention. There it is. Got that on my shoe. We're addicted to people paying attention to us. We're addicted to people, especially with social media. It's all about the attention. It's all about the thumbs up and how many friends you have and how many followers you have. And then we compete against each other to get it. We're like, I have 10,000 subscribers. I hit 100 million views, we get plaques, we get accomplishments. I've done something with my life, and part of us, that's narcissism, just right there, to show people that we exist, right? We might not even have anything to post. We might just say, good morning, Facebook, just to tell people that we exist, just so we feel that we're heard and listened to. And that's what we're addicted to right there, is that attention. We're desperate for it. We'll outperform our siblings for it, We'll squash competition just so we can be the center of it. And that's all it was just learning those kind of tendencies, narcissistic tendencies to tend to only be self-centered, and there's only me in this world, and I don't need people. Fuck them, The little big attitude in America. I don't give a fuck. It's like, sure you don't. So you need somebody to give a fuck. You need the doctor to give a fuck. If he's operating on you, you need your lover to give a fuck if you're in a relationship, and that's when it becomes the challenge. That's when all bets are off, because now you're dealing with people. Now you're dealing with emotions. And people need to feel loved. They need to feel heard and need to be feel like they're supported. Otherwise, they won't support you. You know, it's almost like I was telling Google there, like, get some customer service, so they're going to go to Amazon. Amazon's right. They completely obsessed about the customer service experience. They want you to feel like you got what you wanted. And they know that when you feel like you get what you want, then all of a sudden you're hooked. And that's what I've been saying is part of the narcissism and the charm was to bring people in. I'm so awesome. I'm this awesome person. I'm gregarious. I'm charming. I'm loving. Till you fuck up. Now I'm the devil in pure form. Now I'm your worst nightmare. This guy that you were just sleeping with is now yelling at you. This guy that you're supposed to have a baby with is now yelling at you. And that's exactly what I did. So let me call off my narcissism and just say, that's my mistake. You know, not being cognizant of who I was with and what the time was and what was so important. You know, it was about me. And I'm very embarrassed to say that. That's why I think my grief is so strong. I can cry a river all I want, but it's my accountability. And will I be accountable all I want? And most of the time, most people are like, nah, dude, don't be accountable. You know, it's easier just to put the fake eyelashes on again and be like, okay, you're right. I do need to be accountable. So one of my friends, she's a life coach, but almost 4 years sober, talking about her skin and another selfie and for a self-help coach, man, her ego's on strong. But that's something that we do. We go out there into the world and go, look at me, daddy, I'm on the high dive. Look at me, somebody, anybody, look at me, I've accomplished something, I've done something. And a lot of us, if we're waiting for the applause, we're doing it for the wrong cause. You know what I mean? It's not for a round of applause. I've kind of been working my ass off so my dad would give me that round of applause, or people would notice me, or people would say, that motherfucker's a hard worker and successful. But what they're not saying, right? I got that, but what they're not saying is Mark is respectful. And I'm like, I'd rather be successful than respectful. And that's just what I'm saying. You know, this is the narcissistic way of people is we don't know what we're doing to ourselves. We don't know what we're doing to others. We're so consumed in our own world. You know, like, does my house have the bills paid? Am I feeding myself, you know? Me, selfie. And we forget what was really important to us. Partnerships and listening and understanding. You know, that's where it comes down to, you know? And then it's like, okay, you know, I'm like, what are we really doing? You know, what are we really doing? Are we just here to appease ourselves? Because it's not enough. Okay, if you look into the mythology, Greek mythology, that's what Narcissus was. Narcissus was in love with his image, and he drowned himself in it. And that's exactly what I did. I drowned myself in it, because that's what I do. I win. You know, I'm watching that Devil's Advocate, you know, with that scene with the devil is Al Pacino, and he's like, because that's what I do, I win. And that's what I do. My ego, I win my ego, I want. Oh shit, I'm screaming. Oh shit, I just scared the love of my life. Oh shit, I just killed the biggest opportunity of my life, only so I can win. And like he was telling them, you didn't give a shit about everyone else. You started focusing in on the task. You started focusing on your ego and winning the case and not losing ever losing. I don't want to lose. Well, what I'm losing is myself. You know, not even that. Fuck that guy. That's narcissistic. What I'm losing is my love. You know, I'm losing the people that believe in me the most. Well, not, you know, I have a lot of friends and they stepped up, and I have earned some friends in my life. So I'm very grateful that people even put up with my dumb ass and still keep me around. But that part, you know, like warts and all, that's what we end up doing. We don't want to show no warts. I want my flawless record. I want my 50-0. You sure you're 50-0, but Floyd hits his wife. You know, it's like anything else. What was the adage? I think it was Princess Diana that said it, but she said, it doesn't matter what you do. And Jackie Onassis. It doesn't matter what you do, unless your kids are productive citizens in the world, it don't even matter. You know, like that's the end of results. And I was watching someone else say it too. Was how was she saying it? That you're only as happy. Talking about Elon Musk even reaching all the way to the top. You're only as happy as your most unhappiest child. So if you're happy and the top three are happy, it's that fourth one that's not happy, then you're not happy. You can only attain the happiness of the minimalist. right? So the least among you, right, like they say in the Bible, that's your level. Most of us are just celebrating with only winners, you know. We don't talk about the family member has a drug addiction. We don't talk about the brother that's in prison. We don't talk about the shame. And I think that's the shame. We want winners. And if you're a loser, shit, those people might be not to lose. Nipsey Hussle. Like, you know, everybody's told. And that's what we do. We get on a level where we're like, I'm a god. I'm the god of the hood. Well, the hood just came back to God. And that's scary. That's just frightening then. You know, we keep treating people like a fool, we're gonna end up playing ourselves. And that's something that I was learning. It's like that was what was happening. I was playing myself. I was out playing myself and not treating people with respect. I thought I was just making sense to them, but that's not very respectful. They wanted to feel respected and heard, and I get that. And I wasn't doing that. So now wanting to be that. So now wanting to be a better human and not so narcissistic and not so much they could adjust to you and make you feel better even though you were all in on them. I apologize. And undo time and rewind and all that stuff. It's already done. What I can do now is be a more respectful human being. What I can do now is show more love and empathy, and therefore I can kill the narcissism in me. So that's your morning marijuana motivation. All my heart from the start, your boy Marky Saint's Addiction. And if you got anything out of this, please like, share, subscribe. That's how we get the message out. Thank you, Doc, for announcing it. I'm gonna go get some food. I love you. Love your show. You know, love people. I love doing this thing. So peace. I'll see you on the inside. Thank you for your time. Little wild dog over there. And go be blessed, not stressed. Peace, love. And as always, Chigatan. That means goodbye, but not forever and finished. And I will see you on the other side as soon as you like, share, and subscribe. I love my life. And I love my life shirt. It goes to Thanksgiving. And then we can all be givers. Peace.